Hey guys, Snubby Society here again. I wanted to do a quick thing because I was thinking about it yesterday. I didn't do it yesterday, so I'm just going to do it now. Because one of the knives I was using does happen to be a flipper knife, so it's got a tab on the back that you can push it and will open it up. And I wanted to talk about those real quick. So, the thing I have with flippers is, for me, been practicing trying to draw these things for years now. I've always found that a really similar issue to the Emerson Wave in the right hand grip, in that you are left with very little grasp in order to deploy it and then actually fully grasp it. The transition is large, I guess that's what I should say. So this one does have a deep concealed clip. It is on the left side, but I'm still going to show you for reference. So, oops. We'll go, all that leaves that is right here. So we can hold it right here to simulate swapping a clip. So in theory, if I was to draw this in defensive capacity, I'm going to have to do this, do that, hope it opens all the way, and then fully grasp it, and then proceed to fight. And I have not found that to be the most fluid method. What I do instead is, in this hammer grip, I'm grabbing it with pretty much all of this here, pulling this up, and then flipping this into ripcord and closing my hand. It's a similar way that me and both Scott Babb use when we're drawing it in that wave fashion. Is once it's drawn, we close the hand and that finishes it. So I try to do the same thing for flippers. As I'll pull it, I'll use about this part of my knuckle so that I'm not committing my whole finger like this to separate the grip. So I'll use this part of it, flip it up, close my hand, and now it's open ripcord. From here, you can transition to at least an ice pick easily enough, so tip down fairly easily a couple of ways, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. But just some things I wanted to mention on the on flippers there, something that I use to maximize their efficiency for those defensive capabilities. Something you cannot do with most flippers is you can't do the left-hand side, because the flipper is usually so big it will pop it open in your pocket. The Spyderco Mantra and the Mantra 2 happen to have small enough flippers where I have never once had it open up, push all the way against the back of my pocket. And it's usually either sitting there or right about here, which this, by the way, is what a pocket looks like of someone who practices with those quick deployment knives. So if you ever see this, stay away from that side. But same thing, pull close. So when I'm doing this, using most of the meaty part of my hand here, closing it like this, drawing, gotta keep the finger straight out of the way of the knife so it can actually flip open and then close, and then proceed to stick. Something I wanted to show you. Here's another trick also, by the way, for those who do use the waves, that I wanted to show yesterday and didn't. If you are going to use the hammer grip, you can get yourself like a short clip, something not deep conceal. And you take it, you have to keep this forward, and then you kind of zip it forward, like that. Something you can do, it's still not my favorite method, but the short, non-deep conceal clips are really good for that particular motion. See, that's at least that's a much better grip than having to do from the clip all the way out here and then transition up. Still have the same issue. If it doesn't open all the way, it can be closing on your digits, so that can be scary. Just a couple of things I wanted to share about folding knives, guys. If you have any questions, comments, put them on the post, feel free. Everyone have a good one, stay safe.